Happy wife, happy life. We've been conditioned over generations to believe that this is the path to happy relationship, happy marriage. And I can honestly say from my experience, that is the farthest from the truth. I wanted to share a story today that I hope resonates with you, but is also, I feel like, a great example of why this quote or this saying is absolutely farthest from having a great relationship with your significant other. And so I can still remember the time, the moment when we were at our old house. I was folding laundry, and for some reason, my ex decided to comment and chastise me based on the way that I was folding towels. Now, I don't know about you, but I fold towels a very simple way. But according to her, there was apparently a particular process or steps to fold towels that she proceeded to explain to me, but also took it a step further to actually tell me that, like, or question my integrity, where how could I have ever grown up throughout life not knowing how to properly fold towels? Didn't anybody ever show you how? And I know that sounds harsh, but that was like a real turning point in my relationship, because from that point onwards, I would question my ability to do anything around the household, let alone for her or even our family. I would always ask her for direction on, well, what do you think we should do? And letting her word be the ultimate decision maker instead of, together or mine alone. So there was a few realizations from that moment that I wanted to share. I wasn't a man in that relationship. I'll openly admit that. Looking back, I was not the man that I needed to be. That wasn't the main contributor why our relationship didn't work, but it didn't help that I wasn't as masculine as I needed to be in that relationship. B, her happiness was not my responsibility. Being on this path for 5 years outside of that relationship and learning how to love myself, appreciate myself, my definition of self-happiness is completely changed. And it's not dependent, it clearly is not dependent on somebody else. And I can see that when you try to live through that philosophy where you're trying to be responsible for their happiness, that's never going to work, because then you're always going to be in a position to be a mind reader trying to figure out, what are they thinking now, and always failing, and then coming back to yourself and questioning, how come I didn't know that? Does that sound familiar, that vicious cycle? So it can be very traumatic for some. So I really empathize with those of you who have gone through that vicious cycle. But ultimately, their happiness is not your responsibility, which leads to the third point. The third learning from that whole experience was communication. Like, how well is your communication, and is it really two-way with your significant other? What I found surprising in retrospect was that the emphasis was on my ability to effectively fold towels, instead of actually recognizing, hey, thank you very much for doing the towels or doing the laundry. It's so helpful. Like, I love working together with you in the house. Like, I feel like we get together, we get so much done together as a couple. Like, something along those lines. Never had that. That's for another video, love languages and how to show appreciation. But in retrospect, that's something that at the moment that it occurred, it never dawned on me that, like, wait a second, like, why is she focusing more on my ability to do something versus actually recognizing that I'm helping, I'm doing my part around the house. So having the ability to clearly communicate and have that two-way feedback loop with your spouse is so important, because, as many of you know, if it's only one way and there's no way to actually communicate and be aligned and be in a true partnership with your spouse, there's only one way that it can go. Either you're going to have to see a counselor, or the other option is it's just not going to work out, which is unfortunate, because if it doesn't work out, and especially if you're in a marriage, that it can have some devastating consequences. So this whole motto about happy wife, happy life couldn't be farthest from the truth. And ultimately, your significant other's happiness is not your responsibility. So I hope this was helpful. I'd be curious to know if any of you have also been in that same position. Please share in the comments below. But I hope this story finds you at the right time and can also help you prevent making the same mistakes that I did in the past. So with that said, hope you guys have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Peace out.